Jisoo and Miho had been together for 5 years. They were inseparable, perfect, or at least that's what everyone thought. Their love was the kind that people admired, pure, passionate, and unbreakable. But like all great romances, the real story was about to unfold in a way no one could have imagined. It was a cold winter night when Miho took Jisoo to an elegant restaurant, with candles glowing on the tables and soft music playing in the background. Jisoo couldn't hide her smile. The surprise was one of the most special ones. "You are my world," Miho said, his eyes shining. He held her hand, looking deeply into her eyes, and continued, "I promise. I will love you forever." Jisoo, completely enchanted, believed Miho's words. How could she not? He had always been so affectionate, so devoted, so perfect. What could be truer than that? The night went on with laughter and promises, but something in that moment felt different. Something Jisoo couldn't quite understand, but she didn't give it much thought. Until later that same night, when something in her soul warned her. She woke up in the middle of the night with a strange feeling. Miho was no longer by her side in bed. She looked around, worried, and saw that he wasn't in the apartment. His phone was on the nightstand. Filled with curiosity and suspicion, Jisoo picked up the phone and saw that he had received a message, one he apparently hadn't seen yet. It was from someone named Nina. What scared her the most was the content of the message. "Tomorrow, we'll meet as planned. I can't wait to see you again." Jisoo's heart started beating faster, and an uneasy feeling took over her body. She didn't know what to think. Who was this Nina? What was Miho hiding from her? The next day, Jisoo decided to follow Miho. She wanted to understand what was happening. When he left home, she followed him from a safe distance. He entered a discreet cafe, hidden in the city center. Jisoo watched from afar. He was sitting at a table, looking at his phone, when a woman arrived. A woman Jisoo had never seen before, but who was undeniably stunning. Elegant, with a smile that seemed to hide secrets. Miho stood up and greeted her with an affectionate hug. Jisoo, in shock, watched, not knowing what to do. But the moment that made her freeze was when Miho held the woman's hand and said, "I promise. I will love you forever." The same phrase, the same words. Jisoo's heart shattered, and she felt a pain she never imagined she could feel. Miho was cheating on her? Desperate. Jisoo could no longer contain the pain and anger building up inside her. She approached, not knowing what she would do, only that she needed to understand the truth. Miho turned to her, and the woman looked at her with a surprised and concerned expression. "Jisoo, what's going on?" Miho asked, as if nothing had happened. But Jisoo didn't want to hear excuses, didn't want explanations. Her words came out as a shout. Who is she? Miho looked nervous. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know how to justify his actions. The woman looked at him, then at Jisoo, confused, and said, I didn't know you had a girlfriend." Miho froze. At that moment, the woman revealed something that changed everything. "I'm his sister," she said calmly, looking Jisoo in the eyes. "And you don't know. Miho isn't who you think he is." The woman's words felt like a slap in the face to Jisoo. "He reached out to me 6 months ago," she continued. "Miho is running from something. He isn't the man you think you know. He reinvented himself." Jisoo's world turned upside down. Who was Miho really? What was he hiding? What else didn't she know? Still speechless, Jisoo did the only thing she could. She walked away. But her mind couldn't stop thinking. Who was this man? If Miho wasn't who she thought, what was he trying to hide from her? For days, Jisoo was consumed by doubt and pain. She tried to live her life as usual, but her obsession with the truth started to consume every part of her soul. She needed answers. Then one night, she received an unexpected call. It was the woman from the cafe, Miho's sister. Her voice was trembling. "Jisoo, I need to talk to you. It's about Miho. He lied to both of us." Jisoo's heart raced. "What do you mean?" she asked anxiously. "He's running from something," the woman said, her voice full of sadness. "And believe me, he never meant to hurt you. He's lost." Jisoo, still confused, asked, "But why did he do this? Why lie about everything? Why love me and at the same time hide so much?" Miho's sister explained that he had a secret he could never escape from. Miho isn't Miho, she revealed. He's his twin brother, Kyung. Miho died 5 years ago in a car accident. Jisoo couldn't believe it. The man she had shared her life with, the one she had made promises of love with, didn't exist anymore. Everything she knew was a lie. The revelation left her shaken. But what disturbed her the most was the fact that Miho, or rather, Kyung, had lived all these years as someone else, hiding from a past he never overcame. She couldn't understand the reason for so much pain, so much suffering, and the choice to live a false life. But something inside her still felt that there was more. Kyung loved her in a way she couldn't completely understand, but there was something insane and tragic about their relationship. Determined to find more answers, Jisoo traced Miho's, or Kyung's, steps. She went to the hospital where he had supposedly worked. When she mentioned Miho's name, the receptionist looked at her with a sad expression. Miho? He died 5 years ago, dear. But Jisoo didn't give up. What about his brother? She asked. The receptionist looked at her again and then whispered. His brother disappeared the same day. He was never seen again. At that moment, Jisoo understood everything. Kyung hadn't just lied about being Miho. He was running from his past, from something he could never forget. She began to understand that Miho, or rather Kyung, never wanted to be found. He had been forced to live a life of lies, trying to erase the pain of a tragedy. What else could she do? Their love wasn't in vain, but it had been built on the ashes of a past impossible to overcome. As she walked through the streets, Jisoo received one last message from Kyung. I never wanted to lose you. You were always my truth. But for Jisoo, the truth was now much more complicated. The love she felt for Miho had now become a memory of something that was never real, but at the same time was the truest feeling she had ever known. The end of the story doesn't bring total resolution. There is no complete explanation, but Jisoo finally understands that no matter how much their lives were marked by lies and secrets, the love between her and Miho, or Kyung, was real. And maybe, deep down, that was enough for her to move on. She didn't have all the answers, but she learned that some questions are better left unanswered, and that true love doesn't need explanations.